What's up, guys? So today I'm going to show you what I got in trade for that Benchmade Fact. Yep, I did a video on the Fact. It was kind of like a first impressions video because it was still pretty new. I didn't get to use it all that much. Unfortunately, I thought it was a cool knife. But I had an offer for 3 knives here. It was actually for the Fact, and originally it was for a Spyderco Dragonfly in ZDP 189. However, once the knives arrived, it was supposed to be 2 broken knives and 1 perfectly fine knife. And as it turns out, the perfectly fine knife had a problem. So I kind of renegotiated on the trade with the person, and they're totally happy with what I sent. And yeah, that's that. So we're going to look at what's broken. So now all 3 of these knives have issues. When I say broken, it means they currently have issues. 2 of them are knives that involve springs. One's an automatic, one's not, has an axis lock, and the springs are broken on both of them. Okay, the third one has significant blade play. So let's go ahead and look at these. There they are. We have a Piranha X in purple. Okay, so this is supposed to be an automatic knife, but when you push the button, nothing happens because the spring's broken. But essentially it just turns into a button lock. Okay, very cool knife though. I like it a lot. There is some wear here and there, but the idea in trading is that maybe I can test out the Piranha's warranty service. So in the future I'll go ahead and contact them and see what I have to do to go about getting this thing fixed and get it to be a workable knife. But I have to say it's pretty cool. I love Piranha knives. It's funny because I showed this to my wife and she's like, wow, that looks cheap. That looks like a gas station knife. And I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, oh my God, it totally looks like just the cheapest knife in the world. And I'm like, what are you saying? I don't think it looks cheap. It's funny because I just did a video on the SOG Aegis, the XR line, and I had a comment from someone that said, man, that looks super cheap. I'm like, what are people talking about? Obviously, we all have different opinions on things. I guess some people could look at this, and I think what threw her off is the like mirror polished blade. But I don't know. I don't think that looks cheap. But you know, to each their own, right? But that's what's kind of cool about knives is that not everyone loves every knife, you know. And I can look at this and I say, this is really cool. I think it's awesome. But not everyone agrees, obviously. I just thought that was kind of funny. So then next we have a Benchmade 940. All right, and in this case the Omega spring broke. So the knife opens. Obviously it doesn't lock open, but I can manually push that forward. All right, there's a little bit, just a hair of play when I do that. You know, so you can use it with the springs broken still, but it's not preferable. So we're going to go ahead and send this back to Benchmade at some point and get those Omega springs fixed. And then finally, we have a buck knife. This is a buck Marksman, I think. Hopefully I'm right about that. But this one was supposed to be fine, and unfortunately it has blade play. Like, you can hear it. It's pretty significant. And I'm not really sure what is causing that. It's an interesting lock. You can see there's a whole plate on the back here. All right, so this lifts up to unlock it. Now you can kind of do this one-handed. Once it's locked, you would put your fingertips towards the back here and lift while you're kind of holding it. So you can, you know, open and close this one-handed if need be. Now how this kind of works, which is interesting, let me zoom in here. All right, is as you're pushing on the flipper, or you can open it on the side too. You can open it slowly. But if you look how the, move this out of the way for a second, get this to focus. How this is shaped here, when you go towards the top, it pushes this piece out of the way, and then it sits in a little channel, this cutout right here. So it builds pressure. So as you're pushing forward, it's building pressure, and then obviously once it pops, that gives enough movement to swing the blade out and open and locked, okay? So in using the flipper, like I said, just builds up enough pressure and it shoots out and locks open. And again, unfortunately, there's play. Now if I hold this down, so there's no play, I mean, it feels like it would be a pretty decent knife. I mean, it has 154 cm, which I absolutely love as a blade steel. You see Bose heat treat on there. It's a G&G Hawk design or collaboration. overall, I think it's kind of a cool knife. I'm not super into the lock. Like, I kind of want to check it out. It's not the most convenient lock. You know, to unlock, it's a little bit weird. Not super comfortable either. When the knife is in the open position, you have a nice big flat plate here. You know, it's a hole. So I feel like as a user, it would be good. It'd be comfortable to use, but just the opening and closing, you know, you take it or leave it. So yeah, I mean, that was an unfortunate surprise. I thought this was in a little bit better condition. Also, you know, it's kind of banged up a little bit too, but I, you know, no problem with that because I was planning on actually carrying it and using it. It's been a while since I had a different buck model. But, you know, it is what it is. It's okay. Totally happy with the trade, though. And the person actually wanted a TDI, which I had. I had the KaBar TDI, but also has the original sheath on it, but also had a custom sheath as well. So that replaced the Spyderco Dragonfly. And they're totally happy with their stuff. They should be, you know, opening it now. Already had it. I didn't get a message back yet that the package arrived. You know, but they were very excited about it, which is cool. And of course the fact, which is an awesome knife, and I hope they enjoy that. But the idea here was originally to try out the Piranha, you know, repair service department, see what was going on with that. I do love the knife. I think it's really cool. And then obviously Benchmade 940s, they're just constantly popular. I love them, I use them. I have a 941 that's in my rotation I use all the time, but I've had different 940s before. And I figured that would be another good user, or again, just, you know, take the time to fix it up, have Benchmade, you know, fix those Omega springs, which is interesting because I've never had them fail before, but I know multiple people. I've heard it, you know, on the forums back in the day. I've heard it through messages and stuff. Apparently they do, they fail. I personally never had the issue, but what keeps those, keeps the axis lock in the, you know, top position are double Omega springs, like two little hook springs. And unfortunately, it's a weak point in the design because once they break, you still have a usable knife. Like I said, you have to push that up though manually instead of having the springs do it. So you can still use a knife. So if your Omega springs ever fail, it's not like the knife's useless. But obviously it's not in the configuration that you're expecting, and it's no longer as fun to use because everyone loves playing with that axis lock, that fidget factor, you know. So we'll get this fixed, we'll get that fixed, and we'll get that fixed. So I don't think I've ever sent a knife back to Buck either. So these will be brand new experiences down the road. I don't know exactly when I'm going to do that. I might just consolidate them into one video. I'm not going to do like a series on both of them. If I do send these back to get fixed, I'll probably just talk about what happened after the fact in one video. But then you guys know the deal with Benchmade. I've sent stuff to Benchmade before. So that's pretty much it. Just want to share this particular trade. Two interesting new knives I haven't had before. Piranha, I think it's awesome. Like I said, even without the spring, you just have a regular button lock. Still locks up fine. Got that super high polished blade that I got a fingerprint on now, so I gotta get that off. It's the only thing with those polished blades. They are awesome, but man, once you get fingerprints on them, you want to clean them off, don't you? So that's it for now. Just wanted to share that with you guys. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.